video before I start actually getting into the makeup. Where on earth have I been for the last few months since I posted my NYX video? Simple. It's the summer. It's hot. I don't like the heat. I sweat a lot. If I try doing a body paint, man, I'm gonna sweat it off. Gotta be pretty mad about that. But I am back. After some time, some shenanigans happened. My Instagram got hacked. Had to delete it, make a new one. Great. So I'll leave the new Instagram down in God, how to talk. I'll leave the new Instagram down in the description box below. So you all know what time of year it is. Spoofy season. And yes, I said spoofy. So it is once again time for 31 days of Halloween. So I attempted to do this last year. Did horrible planning. Didn't finish all 31. I finished up until 23. Was very upset by it. Tried to do the same thing for Christmas. Didn't finish that either. Was super pissed by that. So this time I planned it much better. I started back in July. I made the list with my best friend and some of my classmates from aesthetic school. And I started buying all the supplies I need for the makeups. And I started doing them in August, late August, when the weather wasn't crazy, blazing hot and humid. So for this month on my Instagram, which is skullcutie549, I will be posting a makeup look every single day for the month of October. One or two of them will be used to maybe do a competition. We'll see. Well, one for sure. Other one, maybe. But for the 31 days of Halloween, 5 of those makeups will be filmed and be posted on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be posting them either Friday or Saturday, either one of the days, and I know Halloween lands on a Thursday, so the last makeup I will be doing will be posted on Halloween itself, or I will try to get it posted on Halloween. We'll see how everything goes. But yeah, that's just a little bit of a sum of what I'm doing. I'm so glad it is spooky season, and I cannot wait to share with all of you the kooky things that go on in this kooky little head of mine. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. If you want to, not asking you, but it would be nice if you subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so you know when I upload my shenanigans. Yeah, let's hop into the makeup.
Hey guys, so I'm going to start off with the makeup. So I'm going to take off my necklace and pull down my tank top, and I'm going to take a brown eyeliner pencil and start genuinely drawing the outline of the biohazard symbol. I was looking at a reference picture on my phone and I ended up scratching this idea, but I just wanted to show that I attempted to do this, but I didn't like the way it was coming out. It was really weird. So off camera, I drew it out on a piece of paper and cut it out. So right now I'm going to start with the base. So I'm going to take my Mehron Orange Paradise paint and just start slapping that all over the chest area because that will be our base for the makeup. Oh, excuse me, sorry. So with this color, this is one of the colors that I have to paint in layers. So you're gonna see me go back and forth with this for some time, so I can get the right opacity so it looks nice and even. Sometimes that happens with colors. It tends to happen a lot with lighter colors. The colors I usually have problems with are orange, yellow, purple, and blue. And just so happened I have to be using 2 colors that I have to layer and are super annoying. But that's besides the point. So now I'm going to take my yellow body paint and I'm going to do the splatter effect. I had to go run and get something. I had to get water, so I didn't have to use the spritz bottle. So what you see me here doing is taking a paintbrush, dipping it in a lot of water and a lot of paint. I made sure to check if I didn't have it on my wall. Sorry, I'm also not centered. I got a new tripod, so it's gonna get some getting used to. I haven't used it before. So afterwards, where I'm a reason, some are gonna have big splats, little splats. We're going neon here, so you might as well just go all out. So once I'm done with that, now I'm going to tape the biohazard symbol to my chest. Now I'm going to take a big fluffy kind of contoury brush. Gonna empty some of my neon pigment from Makeupamurder. I'll leave it in the description bar. And I'm just gonna start splashing that. But then I realized I probably should have painted it first. So I'm doing the neon yellow from Tag. Then going over it with the orange just to give it some dimension, and then going over it with pink, and then I'm gonna take it off. Now I'm going to take my NYX Epic ink liner. You're probably not gonna see this because I really needed to get up and close, but you see I moved. And I'm going to generally outline the whole shape with the eyeliner, and then I'm gonna go in with black body paint from Mehron as well. Most of it is Mehron. I love Mehron body paint. And fill it in black. Short, sweet, and simple. There are some parts I will clean up because I didn't. Some parts were a little thin, some parts were a little thick. So how I'm filling in this is by taking a very flat angle, well, not even angle, it's kind of like a square. It's like a square flat brush, and you see I'm leaving the ends so I can take a smaller brush and do that and fill them in. Now I'm taking that, finally taking that neon yellow pigment, and I'm going to go in the spaces between the biohazard symbol. Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. In the biohazard symbol. And the only thing with this, I have to end up going back in with black to clean up the biohazard symbol itself, only because this is a loose pigment and it gets everywhere. Oh my god, I've used these pigments before, but that's just with pigments in general. It's messy. So if you ever use them for like an eye makeup, do your eyes first before you do your base, because it's gonna get all over your base and it's really bright. So I go in the center of the biohazard symbol with a smaller brush to just add some light or center focus to the symbol. And you see I'm going to go in and clean up each ear. Now here comes the infected part. So what I did was I took that a different paintbrush, and I just started adding kind of like veins to show that the infection is starting to spread across my body. At first, I was just gonna leave it like that, but then I was like, I don't feel like it's infected enough, so I got a little vein happy. I enjoyed it thoroughly. To draw veins, there's no right or wrong way to do it. You just draw a bunch of lines going in a squiggly motion. That's really the best way I can describe what it is. And then to add more smaller ones, I went in with the Epic ink liner, and also to make the veins look more organic and make it look like it's coming from the symbol and not just like a line coming out of this, like just a random line. I kind of added a bit of curve marks towards the base of the line, so you can see I'm like, oh, this is an infection, it's spreading. Now what I did was I took a Suva Beauty hydra liner in the color Acid Trip, and I'm going to add neon orange veins throughout the entire look. You will not really see it in the daylight, but when I go under UV light, black light, you'll see them. I thought it would be fun. I was going for a neon UV type of aspect, so there will be a lot of those mixed together. So it looks cool and fun in normal light, but in black light, you'll really get to see the texture and dimension. And I'm on the phone texting my best friend. Hi, Christina. And you see me talking. I'm talking to my older sister, and later on I will be talking to my mom. Hi Mom, hi Lisa. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking the Colourpop Aren't You Glad palette, and I can't remember the name of the shade, but all of that will be in the description box. And I'm adding some highlight and dimension to the biohazard symbol because I felt like it was a little too flat and she needed some love. So, oh, excuse me, that's what I did. I didn't add it all over the place, but here and there. So now, off camera, I did my brows. You've seen my brows a million times, so I'm not even gonna waste my time. This, I wanted to show because I got the P. Louise base. Best money I have ever spent in my dang life. This stuff is fire. I've been obsessed with it, and a little goes a long way. It makes my shadow really pop, no matter if it's light makeup, dark makeup, neon, colorful. It just really makes my shadow stick for a long period of time. I made my eye shape with a flat brush, and I also blended it out with a sponge. Here you see I'm just trying to crisp up those lines because I'm going in with neon pigment. Now taking that same neon pigment from earlier, I'm going to pack that on the inner part of my eye, not fully my inner quarter. And I'm going up in a straight line because I want the lines to be nice and crisp, but at the same time they'll be nicely blended, if you get what I mean. I will say with neon pigments, they're not the easiest to blend with, but just take your time. Then I noticed that some of the neon aspects of my chest were a little faded, so I re-emphasized it with that neon pigment. Now, with the same brush, I just dusted off the color with my towel. You can use a color swatch remover or a towel. A towel works just great. I have one specifically just for eyeshadow. And now I'm taking the neon orange and going down a straight line, but also when it gets close to the yellow, to lightly blend it so the line isn't super harsh. Just a nice, she blended. Now I'm taking pink. Again, one of the very rare times you will ever see me use pink in makeup because I absolutely cannot stand the color pink. It is the bane of my existence. Everybody knows this about me. I don't like the color pink. It's just gross. It's too girly for me. Just for me. Everybody's got their cup of tea. Also, I will be going back and forth with the Colourpop mirror and my regular mirror, only because I can't see the greatest without my glasses, and I don't have them on right now. So now I am taking the NYX Epic Ink Liner, my freaking favorite eyeliner. Oh my god, it's so good. And I'm creating my wing. Your girl over here loves a nice snatched wing eyeliner. Your girl, I just love wing eyeliner. Okay, so now I'm just going in, cleaning up a little bit of what's going on my chest, just to add more veinage here and there. I tend to go all over the place when I do makeups, only because I don't want to stick on one thing for too long and then I get super like irritable. So now we're working on the skull mask. Now I got this skull mask idea from a woman on Instagram. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but I will link her Instagram down below. She did a neon punk type of makeup. I can't remember the theme of the makeup. Oh my god, Tub, will you like stop being a jerk right now? Screw you. And that's where I drew my inspiration from. The whole idea. Well, not the whole idea, just the inspiration for the mask. I thought it was something that was very interesting and very intricate. So I wanted to make the mask pink, and then here I am going back. Sorry about that. I had to stop. So I'm going in with the Tag Neon Body Paint in the color pink, and I am coloring in the entire max portion of yeah, you get what I mean. So now I'm just going in between the white gaps of the teeth so it looks more organic and natural, and you don't see my natural skin tone, because you can't have a skull face if you have your natural skin tone showing. I had to have my sister turn on the light because randomly it started raining and it kind of screwed up with my lighting. Great. Thank you, Lisa. I love you. So now I'm going on to my base. Now I'm taking the NYX HD Photogenic Concealer in the shade 0.6 something in the description. I can't remember all my products off the top of my head. And I'm blending that out with the tiny beauty sponge because I didn't really need a super big one because most of my face is being covered. And then I'm taking the remnants, the last bit of my Morphe concealer in the shade 0 or white, and highlighting the highest points of my face. Now I'm taking on a big buffer kind of stiff brush and packing on that powder. Usually I don't pack on this much powder, but it also actually kind of helps because it pales out my face even more because I was going for that pale ghostly type of look. Then I took the NYX, no, it was Wet n Wild matte setting spray and sprayed it on my face, but I had to cover my face because I didn't want the skull getting messed up because water hitting it. Now I'm taking the NYX Epic Ink eyeliner and I am tracing out the remnants of the rest of the skull on my face. And then once I get the shape that I want, I go in with the black Mehron Paradise paint just to really deepen those skull features. Then I go in with the NYX Epic Ink liner and add some line work and then also outline all of the teeth. This one I was running really low on, which is why literally that same day before I even filmed, I went to Ulta and bought me some more because your girl literally has been eating through this stuff like water. Literally. Or drinking. Whatever floats your boat. Regardless, I had little to no eyeliner left. Luckily, I bought 2 more. Smart to Leo. And yeah, once I generally finish outlining the teeth, adding the little more line details, I will continue on to the next step. Now I'm going into my Morphe X James Charles palette and taking the color Spooky, which is the black shade, and I'm getting rid of that harsh line that adds to the skull aspect of the mask. And then I'm also adding shading to the lines that I added earlier, so it looks like a mask. It doesn't look like, oh, I just slapped this on my face and it looks so flat and dimensionless and stuff like that. Your girl don't like things that are flat unless I was purposely going for that. Other than that, I like shading, detailing. Shading and detailing and line work are like my kryptonite, crack, whatever you want to call it. I love detail and line work. Takes absolutely forever, but it's so worth it. So now I'm taking the pink shade, the light pink shade in that palette, don't know the name of it either off the top of my head, and I'm smoking out my lower lash line. Then I was trying to use a certain shade in the palette to highlight my inner corners, but I ended up using the one from the Orangey Glad palette, the same one that I applied to my chest. Fixed up a couple of lines, and now I'm taking my white Mehron Paradise paint, and now you see my whole nonsense of a hallway. Who cares? Like I said, still new at this. And yeah, I did some line work off camera. Now I'm going to apply my lashes. Now I'm going to add mascara because I ain't got no dang lashes. We don't talk about it. It's alright. We don't add any to the bottom because those don't exist in this world, sadly. Why couldn't you not bless me with lower lashes? Oh well. So now I'm also taking lash glue, and I'm taking spikes that I bought because there are spikes on the mask that I have that you will see later on, or that you saw in the beginning of the video. And I'm going to just glue them randomly, no specific reason, on my chest because I kind of wanted spikes coming out of my chest. Now they're not super big spikes. I wasn't going for super spiky ones. I wanted ones that I can actually touch and not poke myself in the finger with it because those hurt. I used to have them. They hurted a lot. Now I'm taking my orange wig, gonna slap that on, make sure it's all nice, and we're all done with the makeup. Bye.